Hello and welcome to another episode of What's Inside. Today we're looking at Great Old One Pack 3 for Cthulhu Wars. This is of course a Cthulhu Wars expansion and is not a complete game. You do need the Cthulhu Wars starter box to play. This is put out by Petersen Games, aimed at ages 14 and up. This one retails for about $15 and it just contains one loyalty card, one unique spellbook, and Gobo Gag. So let's open this up and see what's inside. This one is one of the cheapest extras you can get, but there's probably a reason why he's sold on his own. And judging by some of the other factions like Yog Sothoth, or the Opener of the Way box, that one was pretty broken, and some of the others look a little broken too. So let's see how this guy turns out. Alright, okay, that's a big mini. That's way bigger than that little window made it look like. So we'll look at him in a little more detail in a second. In the meantime, let's look at his card here. They didn't bother to get a bag that fit. That's nice of them. Apparently at this point it was, use whatever's laying around, fellas. Alright, so these are loose. So there's no outer board holding them together like you usually get. Which means that you're going to get little dents like this in it. So you got to be careful about that. And yeah, if it gets thrown around a little bit on that container ship from China, it could be a little banged up. So let's read his card here. He is an independent Great Old One. I've read these several times before already, and I'm not going to do it again. So go back and watch some of the other videos if you want to know what that says. And you probably already know. So to awaken Gobo Gig cost of 0. Number 1, at least one player has 6 spellbooks on their faction card. 2, your controlled gate is in an area with your Great Old One. 3, pay 0 power and place Gobo Gag in the area containing the gate. Combat value 0. Threnody, post battle, if Gobo Gag is assigned a kill or pain, all units involved in the battle who did not receive a combat result are pained. Wow. Book of Law, ongoing. When Gobo Gag is in play, whenever a Great Old One is awakened, the owner receives 6 power after the awakening. This is not optional. Okay, to get his spellbook, someone wins the game. Doesn't need to be you. Now the spell is Book of Chaos. If the game ends while you control Gobo Gag, immediately place the spellbook and gloat. Then you get to pick the faction's map, neutral monsters, cosmic terrors, independent Great Old Ones, and any other expansions to be used the next time your group plays Cthulhu Wars. Well, it's a little disappointing. I mean, what if you've only played it once and you don't plan on playing it again? It seems like you got hosed, and I don't know, it feels a little bit of a letdown. Alright, well, that was almost lazy, I guess. Let's get that out of the way before I start going on a tirade. Now let's look at the mini. Alright, that's a pretty cool looking mini, not gonna lie. It's big, it's heavy. For 15 bucks, that's actually a pretty good deal for a vinyl mini this big. So, it doesn't look like there's a lot of detailing, but there actually is. There's a lot of these little rock formations and different little sections, and on the back, we've got a lot of little, like, spining going on here, almost like a mushroom. That's pretty cool. So there's a lot of little detailing. It's more like intricate, I guess. It's not so much detailing as it is intricacies of the way the flesh works. So that could be really cool. It is. There is this part right here where this top half is connected. So be aware of that. So if the head pops off, you'll know. But yeah, it's a cool mini. It's very thick, very nice, heavy figures. So for 15 bucks, it's kind of cool. I just think that spellbook's really super weak. But the ability to pain everybody else in combat means he's not going anywhere, really. Seems like he's pretty hard to kill, if not completely impossible. So that one might be, this one might not be for everyone, honestly. I don't know if I would play with him. I'd probably take him if he was available, just because he can pain everybody. But aside from that, I don't really see a lot of, like, tactical advantage. Unless you're playing like a campaign or something where you get and you really desperately want to pick all the stuff that you're playing with, seems a little pointless. But other than that, his abilities seem like a mixed bag. So yeah, I don't know. For 15 bucks, you really aren't out much if you buy it. But it might end up costing you more because these are fairly new still, and a lot of the stuff is pretty hard to find. But in the meantime, I'm gonna say this one's I'm kind of on the fence on this one. But that's Great Old One Pack 3 for Cthulhu Wars. That'll do it for this episode. Thank you so much for watching. Appreciate your support. And we hope to see you on the next episode of What's Inside.